Why hello. So I want to go ahead and say I'm sorry that it's been a week since I uploaded a video. I know that's really not out of the norm for me usually, but I returned to BookTube a couple of weeks ago and said I would be uploading more often, and I do intend to do so. I do. But my sister came to visit and we basically just drank wine and watched movies every second that my nephew was asleep, because you guys, I now understand that when the child is asleep, that's your only free moment of time in life, and you need to savor it and love it. Unfortunately, we didn't end up filming because again, we just used all of our spare time to drink and stuff. But she will be coming back during Halloween and I promise to film some videos then. Okay. So today I'm going to be doing the summer book tag. The summer reading tag. That's not it. The Summer Lovin' book tag. Yes, that's the one. This tag was originally created by Richard over at Richard Denny, and I was tagged by the amazing Adriana over at Perpetual Pages. I'll link both of their channels down below. If you guys haven't already subscribed to them, you should. If you feel empty inside at all, go subscribe to them and you will once again feel whole. This I promise you. I do. Alright, so the first question for the Summer Lovin' book tag. Let me find it. Pick a book with an attention-grabbing first sentence. For this one, I'm going to go with The Cake House by Latifah Salome. This is a book that I just recently purchased. You're actually getting a sneak peek at a future book haul, so lucky you, lucky you. Just to give you a brief synopsis, this book has actually been coined as a modern retelling of Hamlet with a female protagonist. So when I read that, I was like, yes. You're going in the Amazon cart. Now I'm actually gonna go ahead and read more than one sentence because you really need to get the full effect, so just bear with me. I met Claude and Alex the day my father died. The stranger whose name was Claude held my mother by her arms while she screamed. He stood with blood splattered across his face and over his clothing, and she slid through his hands like a child who didn't want to go to bed. My father lay twisted, a gun at his feet. One side of his head spilled red onto the sodden carpet, his blood spreading inch by inch in a widening circle. Oh dear. That's pretty gruesome, I agree. Obviously, it's one of the reasons I picked it up, because I'm a sick bastard. I really want to read this one soon. I think I might be picking up during the BookTube-a-thon. Okay, the next question is, too hot to go out. Pick a book for a day in. For this book, I'm going to go with Imaginary Girls by Nova Rinsuma. I recently read this book this month and I read it in one sitting. It was that entrancing and I completely stayed inside the whole time. I stayed in my bed like the whole time. It's a story about two sisters and kind of the struggles that they go through, and it has a lot of magical realism elements in it that I was not expecting but really ended up enjoying. Actually thinking about doing a book review on it, so if you guys would be interested, definitely let me know. Next question, summer road trip. Pick a book to take with you on a road trip. Now, while I can't actually read in the car because I get intensely motion sick, if I could read in said car, I would read Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Infernal Devices trilogy, and I first picked up the Infernal Devices last January, guys, and I have not continued the series since then. And I feel like if I was in a car and there was no escape and no distractions and I could actually read, I would read this book and I would have no excuse because I would read it and I would continue and finish the series. I need to do that before Cassandra Clare comes out with her new series, and I really hope to. And the thing is, I do remember a lot of it, but not all of it. So if you guys can recommend like a blog that gives a detailed review of this book, or someone who has posted a YouTube video, maybe you guys have, I'd really appreciate it because I would like to look at that before I read this one. Next question, iced tea goodness. Pick a book with a cold setting. For this one, I'm gonna go with The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simmons. I haven't read this book, but Katrina over at Little Book Owl and Reagan over at Peruse Project have read and really enjoyed this series. It takes place in Russia, I believe, and you know, it's cold there, and this cover indicates that they're in some cold climate. So I'm gonna say that I'm pretty sure there's a lot of coldness going on here, a lot of snow, a lot of dreariness. I should probably pick it up during like December this year, even though it's not really cold in Florida in December or ever, but I can pretend. Okay, the next question. Nasty Sunburn. Pick a book that you really disliked so far this year. I've actually got a couple that I could mention on this one, but I'm gonna go with David Boring by Daniel Clowes. This is a graphic novel. I was so excited about picking it up because I love Daniel Clowes. I love Ghost World. So I had such high expectations for this book and it just fell completely flat for me. I don't think I've ever been so disappointed. The artwork is phenomenal. The story was suck ass, and I can't think about it anymore. All right, and the last question, Sizzling Reads, recommend one of your favorite books. Now, I have a lot of favorite books, a lot of favorite books. You know, you got Harry Potter, you got A Song of Ice and Fire, you got a whole lot of other books in between, but the one that really kind of came to mind whenever I read this question was The Rules of Attraction by Bret Easton Ellis. This book is a book that I read when I was 16 or 17, and I remember it being the first book that opened my eyes to different lifestyles. It follows the narrative of 3 college students who are attending a liberal arts college in the 1980 Reagan era. It just kind of shows you how lonely and how disturbing college experience can be, and also just how romance is kind of dead. This book is pretty bleak and it's pretty raw and visceral, and it's told in a stream of consciousness type of narrative, but I really liked that, and I actually haven't read it since I was a teenager, so I really should read it again soon. For some reason, this book just really stuck out to me and I consider it to be one of my favorites. I'm gonna do something a little bit different for this, and I'm going to tag anyone who loves the show Orphan Black, because if you do, not only are you awesome, but we need to talk about this shared love. You do, down in the comments. But please beware, I just finished this first season. I watched the first season in 2 days. I'm about to start the second season, so no spoilers, please. All right guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Yes, I will. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing this now.